Hello everyone, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. In this video, we will be talking about the ancient history questions that were asked in the year 2023 UPSC Prelims examination. See, the UPSC Prelims examination was conducted today, and here from the Legacy IAS Academy, we are coming up with the discussion and also to give you a very brief insight about all the ancient history questions that were asked from the set D that we'll be discussing here. The question number 1 to 10, which means the 10 questions were asked from ancient art and culture, medieval, and also one question from modern history. So let's begin. Look at the first question. In which of the following regions was Dhanya Kataka, which flourished as a prominent Buddhist center under Mahasanghikas, located? See, you can apply some logic here, and also you can eliminate Kalinga and Magadha. Okay, clear? See, here we are talking about Mahasanghika school of Buddhism. We all have studied that the Mahasanghika school got evolved to form Mahayana sect of Buddhism. Okay, so Dhanya Kataka was a place that flourished in the Deccan, that is in the state of present day Andhra Pradesh, which as a very prominent Buddhist center. So if you just look at the NCERT and also Poonam Dalal Dahiya, you will have a topic called as the Buddhist centers in South India. So there you can find this particular place. With reference to ancient India, consider the following statements. The concept of Stupa is Buddhist in origin. The Stupa was generally a repository of relics. Stupa was a votive commemorative structure of Buddhist tradition. See, three important statements, and all these three statements look familiar. The concept of Stupa is Buddhist in origin. Okay, very much. This is, see, in Hinduism, we don't have anything called stupas. Okay, we have the temple architecture. The temple architecture which was started by Guptas going forward, which means the concept of stupa, building the structure based on the relics, okay, is Buddhist in origin. Stupa was generally a repository of relics. Of course, it is a repository of relics. Stupa was a votive commemorative structure of Buddhist tradition. All three statements are correct. Third question. With reference to ancient South India, Korkai, Pompuhar, and Musri are well known. We have four options: capital cities, ports, centers of the iron and steel making, shrines of Jain Tirthankaras. See, if you have studied a chapter called Sangam in the ancient India, that is the Sangam literature, the Sangam age, which stretches between 300 BC to 300 AD, you would have definitely studied about a port called Korkai, Puhar, Pompuhar, and also Musri. See, this Tondi and also Musri were the twin cities which were very well known for the pepper, and this flourished in the kingdom of Cheras. Okay, this is all mentioned in the NCERT and also Poonam Dalal Dahiya. This, I would consider this to be a sitter type of question. And Puhar was the capital city of, was a capital city, and also was a city which was very known for pearls. Okay, Puhar, which was the port city of Cholas, was a very important city for pearls. Okay, and also you have Korkai. So all these are ports. Okay, fourth question. Which one of the following explains the practice of Vattakiruthal mentioned in the Sangam poems? Again, Lee, look at this. The Sangam, this is the second question on the Sangam literature, which means if you are studying ancient history, you are not skipping Sangam age and Jainism and Buddhism. Okay, out of the four questions, we have had two questions from Jainism and Buddhism and two questions from Sangam age. Kings employing women as bodyguards, learned persons assembling in the royal courts to discuss religious and the philosophical matters, young girls keeping watch over the agricultural fields and driving away birds and animals, a king defeated in a battle committing ritual suicide by starving himself to death. See, Vattakiruthal is the practice where a king who is defeated in the battle, he is committing a ritual suicide by starving himself to death. Consider the following dynasties. See, in order to answer this particular question, you should have a holistic idea about the entire ancient history, and you should know the chronology of the dynasties. Hoysalas, Gahadavala, Kakatiya and Yadava. See, out of these, Hoysalas, whenever we would be studying Vijayanagara Empire, we would remember something called the decline of the Hoysala Empire was responsible for the expansion of the Vijayanagara, which means how many of these dynasties established their kingdoms in the early 8th century AD, which means somewhere around 700 to 750. Which of these dynasties belonged to this particular time period? This is what the question asks. So Hoysalas, if it declined and gave rise to Vijayanagara Empire, which started their rule in the year 1336. So Hoysalas cannot be. Okay, and all these three dynasties, Gahadavala, Kakatiya and Yadavas, flourished between 12th century to 13th century. Okay, Gahadavala was also an option in the 2022 prelims examination. So if you would have done previous year's questions, you should know about Gahadavalas going forward. So all these three dynasties ruled between 11th to 13th century, which means the correct answer is none. None of these dynasties established their kingdom in the early 8th century AD. With reference to ancient Indian history, consider the following pairs: Devi Chandragupta, Hammira Mahakashaya, okay, Milinda Pano, Nitivikya Mitra. Okay, so these are the four important people and also their works that are being given. Okay, Devi Chandragupta was written by Vishaka Datta and not Bilhan. So the first is wrong. Hammira Mahakashaya was written by a Jain monk, Nayachandra Suri. This is a correct one. Milinda Pano, this is what the trick that the UPSC has played here. Milinda Pano was not written by Nagarjuna. Instead, it was written by a person called Nagasena. Okay, Nagasena, not Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna was the founder of the Madhyamika school of philosophy. So this is Nagasena, not Nagarjuna. Nitivakya Mitra was written by Somadeva Suri. These two statements are correct. So the correct answer would be B, that is only 2. Souls are not only the property of animal and the plant life, but also of rocks, running water and many other natural objects not looked on as the living by the other religious sects. See, it means very simple. When we talk about the concept of soul and the concept of God with respect to Hinduism and also Buddhism, also Jainism, we would know that in Buddhism there is no concept of God, there is no concept of soul. And in Jainism, we would have been studied that they believe that everything has soul. Okay, the chair has soul, the rock has soul, the forest has soul, everything has soul under Jainism. So this is what is the concept with respect to Hinduism, and this is what the concept with respect to Buddhism. So these are the concepts that we would have been studied. So the correct answer here is B, that is Jainism. 8. Who among the following rulers of Vijayanagara Empire constructed large dam across Tungabhadra river and a canal come several kilometers long from the river to the capital city? Very important question. And under the Vijayanagara Empire, we would have been studied about a king called Devaraya I. And the major contribution of Devaraya I was he constructed a dam across the Tungabhadra river. Okay, large dam across the Tungabhadra river. This is considered to be his one of the greatest contributions to the development of agriculture and irrigation. So the correct answer is option A, that is Devaraya I. 9. Who among the following rulers of the medieval Gujarat surrendered Diu to Portuguese? See, we all know that in the year 1510, Portuguese captured Goa. Okay, so before this, in the year 1509, Portuguese fought a battle called as the Battle of Diu, in which the Bahadur Shah was defeated and the Diu was handed over to Portuguese. But what happened later was that the Portuguese did not rule Diu directly because they concentrated more on Goa, and they were afraid of the rebellion, the potential rebellion, because of which the Diu was not completely or controlled by Portuguese directly. So the correct answer here is option C, Bahadur Shah. By which one of the following acts was the Governor General of Bengal designated as the Governor General of India? Modern history question here. So the 10th question, Regulating Act Pitt's India Act of 1784, Regulating Act of 1773, Pitt's India Act of 1784, Charter Act of 1793, the Charter Act of 1833. See, in the process of evolution, the Governor of Bengal becomes the Governor General of Bengal. The Governor General of Bengal becomes the Governor General of India. Okay, so the Charter Act of 1833 is the correct answer, in which the Governor General of Bengal was designated as the Governor General of India in the Charter Act of 1833. So these are the first 10 questions in the set B. Okay, in the set B, where out of these 9 questions were asked from ancient art and culture and medieval, and 1 question was from modern history. So for more such enriching content, and in order to browse through the answer keys of UPSC Prelims 2023 examination, please visit the Legacy IAS website, and it is also available on our Instagram. So for more such enriching content, please subscribe to Legacy IAS Academy YouTube channel. Have a nice day. Thank you.